Hi. How are you?
What?
I thought you weren't going to do it.
Why would you think that?
You just took a long pause. You're Jen.
I'm Neal. No, I'm not.
Oh boy. We're in for it now, everyone.
I'm great. You're Neal.
Yes.
I'm Jen.
I thought you said your name was great. It's from Good Burger.
We talk about reality TV and also whatever we want. And it's mostly been Love Island lately. And also, I like gummies.
I don't.
Neal does not partake in gummies. So hence the title of the podcast. If you are new here, welcome. I'm nervous.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, but I do have a question for you, Neal.
Okay, Jennifer.
Why'd you have to go make things so complicated?
Copyrighted.
As long as it's under 10 seconds, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know where you got that from.
I invented it. Neal knows law, so, he should know whether or not I'm right. Another episode of Love Island. Another weird pianoed version of a popular song from the late 90s / early 2000s.
If you're going to buy the rights to use the music, just use the originals.
Nothing's fine, I'm torn. So we're going to talk about 2 episodes in our episode. We're going to talk about episode 15.
Which was Sunday nights.
Where there was a dumping of a guy
Big
and a
dump.
girl.
Mega dump.
Mega dump. And we're going to talk about episode 16, which is Casa Amor. And it's a long episode, and that's what we're in the middle of. So stay tuned if you're here for Casa. We'll tell you what time to skip to if that's all you want to hear about. We paused intentionally so that we could make predictions about who's going to flip.
Here's my big first complaint about Sunday night's episode.
Lay it on me.
Why was Ariana not involved in the dumping, and why did they make it so oversaturated with every
separate person?
It just no. It turned something that could have taken 10 minutes into something that took 40 because.
So if you haven't seen the episode, they do the classic thing, and they have done this in the past. It's not like they're just doing it now. It's not like they're only doing it since Ariana has been here. But instead of bringing the host on to host, they basically give the script, text the script to the Islanders one line at a time. So your phone goes off and you say, the first Islander who is safe is... And then someone else gets the next line. It goes on forever.
So, we went a period of, 3 episodes without Ariana appearing.
I really think she only comes once a week.
It's so weird to me.
We should see if it's always Monday's episode, actually. Is there a rhyme or reason?
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so she's just in Fiji for the whole week and does one show a week.
Let me remind
20
you,
minutes.
She's probably doing so much more. Yes. First of all, she does the After Sun. You know she's doing other, press junkets and stuff like that.
She's all over Twitter and Instagram, yes, talking about the show. And it's just weird. It's
that
just
you would only bring her, yes.
A weird format, especially for a dumping when you're getting rid of 2 people. I feel like that's...
Right, so let's even rewind before the dumping, because JT... I know, I'm going to talk about Hutta again. JT sits her down to be like, yo, I'm not interested in you. And she's like, may I ask why? And this is after going on to the girls about how they had a good conversation. And he makes her laugh. And he was laughing. He was laughing at the thing she... Actually, yeah, she didn't say he makes me laugh. She was saying, I make him laugh. Classic Hutta, pointing out all the ways she's awesome. He sits her down and is like, I'm not interested. This is Neal's favorite part when she's like, I'm not gonna sit. She's like, I get it. That's fine. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, fuck you.
They should have played the replay of her doing that exact thing to Jeremiah.
You did that. None of the guys who are going in at this point. This is my statement. The first episode, Huda could have had anyone.
Yep.
Did I say that in the last podcast, or did I only say it to you? She is beautiful. Now that these Islanders who come on have had the opportunity to watch her, you're not going to get chosen, because you know what? Even if you are a great person, this show has brought out the worst side of her, so there's no guy who's going to overlook that. In this format, if it was Love is Blind or something where you give someone more of a chance, fine. But, like, I'm not, sticking my D in crazy.
Well, I also
for the fun of it.
Want to retract. I know when TJ first appeared, I want to take back everything I talked about. He would already know she's a mummy, a mamacita.
Yes.
I forgot that he was already watching.
Great point. Yeah.
So all in the future,
Mamacita.
they're all gonna know that she's a mummy.
Mamacita.
Yes.
Mom of what? A dog.
So like, automatically, I don't want to say it disqualifies her, but I don't know. It's just the type of people that are on these shows, I feel like they're just not going to go for it. Along with everything, like you just said, that everyone has already seen.
But yeah, good point. Now that everyone that's watching knows she is a single mom, that they would have their minds made up just based on that fact before they even walk into the villa. Good point. Okay, let's get to the dumping.
So fans voted for their top Islanders, male and female.
Which, can I just say, they revealed it in no particular order. I wanted them ranked. I want Olandria to know we like her. I want Sierra to know we like her.
So I think Sierra got the most votes. I think I read she was the top.
Yeah, when we did it on our last podcast, and you looked it up on Reddit, she was like at the top, and Nick was easy at the top. I mean, had over half the votes.
But the bottom three.
Okay, well, let's talk about the top three first.
Okay, well, top 4 women, top 3 males. Right. Because for some reason we have an uneven number.
Neal's really mad about it. He keeps hypothesizing what he thinks the twist is going to be at Casa based on the fact there's an uneven number.
It just doesn't make sense.
Top 4 girls.
Olandria, Shelly, Sierra, Huda. Which she has ravenous fans on Twitter that will always vote for her to stay.
So we knew. Between that and the people who just genuinely wanted the drama to stick around, we knew she wasn't going to be bottom 3. If she was bottom 3, she'd go home, no question.
Right.
Okay, so bottom 3, Hannah, Iris, Amaya. For the boys.
So 3 safe boys, Nick, Taylor, and Ace, right?
Yes. Yeah. So not safe, Austin, Pepe,
Jeremiah. Girls, we don't even get to see the deliberation, which is stupid.
They changed it up. I don't remember them doing this. The girls voted for the girls and the guys voted for the guys, so not opposite.
It was a very bizarre. I think they might be saving deliberations for movie night.
But the only way we would do that, I was saying to Neal, is like, that deliberation is more something we as the audience didn't see. Movie night is more for, oh, look what your significant other was doing behind your back. But Neal did make the point that, if the girls were deliberating, then none of the not safe people got to hear that, and none of the guys got to hear it, assumedly. I mean, maybe they just had the conversation right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy to not show this deliberation.
And then we didn't even get... In this episode, we'll get to it.
Considering, if you remember from last season, remember when Rob and Andrea were together, and Andrea was going home, and they wanted to play the footage to show that it wasn't Leah fighting for it. Right. That it wasn't Leah with leftover feelings for Rob and or resentment for Rob sending home his new booty.
Right.
So... that was, like, the drama surrounding 2 full episodes. So you're telling me nothing spicy happened in deliberation? Maybe you're right. Maybe they're going to show us after. If you were short on time, there are a million conversations you could have cut.
Or you could have had Ariana be the host and not read everything out individually. It's just...
a lot of places to save time.
It was just very bizarre. Opinion. Especially because the girls vote out somebody first, which is...
Hannah.
And all the guys were stunned.
Ace said, and I agreed with him, that's the last person of the three I would have thought. She's the oldest of the three who have, like, she's been there the longest. Amaya and Iris are both bombshells who came later.
Right. She had a connection with Pepe.
And it was her second connection. She was exploring. And they made some excuse, like, talking about the journey so far. And, like, this person had an opportunity to explore things. And it's like, okay, right, but that means she's doing it right.
And she was in a couple. It's something to explore and not find somebody. Then you should send them home.
They're taking the, like, unwritten rules of Love Island too seriously. So they were mad at Hutta and Jeremiah because they shut down on the first day. But if you're, like, really into someone, it's called Love Island. It's not, I'm obligated to make out and switch my partner 10 times
This season's named
Island.
Best Friend Island. Because no one likes each other this season.
So, I mean, movie night's not even going to be fun. Like, who cares? No one's going to be wronged by stuff.
Right. It's like...
So, like, Sierra and Nick weren't even good last episode.
Right. And
she, like, went... What episode was that? Yeah, so just last episode, right? He sits her down.
Yeah.
They've had No,
it was the beginning of last episode. No, because it was the beginning.
But yes, I've talked to our podcast people about the best 25 seconds of my life.
But not the conversation.
Okay, so he sits her down the day after they have sex to be like, hey, I'm still open. Really approaches it poorly.
Very poorly. And
she's rightfully hurt by the way it goes.
I was saying he's trying, and I think this will end up being the case. I think he's done with her, and he just doesn't want to be I think he was trying to nudge her in that direction.
But, like, hit it and quit it is crazy. You can't do that on national television.
Which is why I don't think why he didn't just break things off. I think he's trying to save face now.
But now they had a conversation this episode where he clarified and tried to really explain that, you are my strongest connection here. I can see this growing further. But, like, I don't want it to be now, basically, is all he's saying.
Right. Well, now it's been, like, 4 bombshells since they got together, so we'll see what happens with him.
See. And she was pissed at the challenge before because everyone was choosing him to make out with.
Hannah goes home. We don't get any... We'll get to the reasons for this.
She sobs, and she's like a loud crier. The thing is, I can stifle my cry and be completely quiet, but when I am, like, devastated, that's how I cry. So she really got my sympathy.
Yes. So we get past the shock reaction to the men's vote. Another shocker.
The women's vote?
No, the men voted. We get past the women's vote to the men's vote.
Yeah, you said we get past the men's vote.
Oh, we get to the men's vote.
There you go.
Jeremiah voted off the island.
Jeremiah.
Which...
If it had been the girls, would it have been Jeremiah? Yes, right?
Well, I have a couple theories.
Okay, lay them on me.
I think the girls, one of the reasons why, which I feel like they would have said this, voted Hannah off is because they thought the boys were going to vote Pepe off.
So you were just going to send a couple.
Yes.
Pepe's the newest guy. Okay, I can see that. You keep Austin, you keep Jeremiah. Good point.
And I
soften the blow a little.
I think they didn't show him. I think the girls were genuinely shocked by Jeremiah going home too. Austin, like if Austin would have had the talk with Amaya, he would have been sent home.
Right. If he'd sat her down and been like, "You're turning me off big time for being this into me. We're done." 100%. I just cannot believe Hutta was one of the safe people and let them send home Hannah. That is why I want to see the deliberations, because I'm like, did you fight for your girl? We don't think she did. Why?
We think she's going for Pepe.
So she probably planted the seed to send Hannah home, just so she had one more available guy.
Right, but...
Because remember, she pulled him for a chat.
We'll bring this up in a little bit. Jeremiah gets voted. Ace is pulling the strings of all the guys. It's pretty obvious. Nick didn't like Jeremiah anymore. Ace has never liked Jeremiah.
And Ace is really mad. He thinks it's wrong that Hannah's gone. I mean, mainly because he hates Amaya so much. But
her.
I think a lot of it, and we see it in this episode that we're watching now, he is fuming, and I think it's more because it wasn't in his control.
Yes.
Like, he didn't get to choose which girl went home, and so it's almost too difficult for him to wrap his head around that the girls did something he didn't think they were going to do.
But, like, him, Nick, and Taylor are like a tree. They hated Jeremiah.
Yes.
And so
they think he's just as much at fault as Hutta. In some ways, he is.
He did jump onto Adrena and, like, make out with her in front of all of them.
Yeah.
Which they didn't, obviously.
And I mean in front of them. Like, they're in the little standing area, and they're over, like, in the sitting cabana. There's no objects between you.
They were, like, 10 yards away.
Is that far?
No.
Okay.
Like,
I'm Canadian.
10 yards. Is it 3 feet per yard?
And, like, no beach chairs in between. No, like, statues in between. Yeah. Like, just...
they were just staring at him.
Straight shot.
Yeah. So, like, he's Austin's bro. So I wonder if Austin fought to keep Jeremiah. Like,
Tell us.
He seems like a yes man, though. Like, if there are 3 people voting for Jeremiah, he's just gonna be like, I wish we could save him, but...
Well, at some point, yeah, and you kind of have to do that because you're not gonna flip any of the...
he was... Never mind.
Oh, yeah, he was standing up there. He wasn't safe.
I would have sent him home over Jeremiah.
Same. Because at least Jeremiah and Iris, like, accepted that they were just friends, and he did have a connection. I think they were going to have a problem. I mean, I know it was soon with Jeremiah and Andriana, but they were going to have a problem if Jeremiah made a connection with anyone else. They were going to say he just falls too hard, too fast, too easy. That's what they said when he was making out with the girl. They didn't think it mattered who the girl was, basically.
Right. I think... Oh, boy.
Our cats are participating in the Royal Rumble. They are entrants 1 and 2.
Perhaps we'll see entrant 3 later. That basically is the end of the episode. They say their tearful goodbyes.
I thought I was going to make a point about something. Probably the Hutta thing that she was secretly sending home Hannah. I'm sad Hannah went home. I think the Pepe connection was real enough for Love Island because it was real enough that when he came in, she questioned her connection with Charlie.
Right.
You know, like, she was doing the best exploring.
Iris doesn't have a connection. She's...
Her JT. They
TJ.
made out 3 times. I'm gonna keep calling
But they're
JT.
not coupled up, right? So it's...
No, right.
So it's not...
Her couple is
actual...
gone. Yeah, I mean, she's already single on the island, quote-unquote single.
I don't get the Hannah elimination unless it was Hutta pushing so she could pounce on Pepe.
And they still didn't explain it well in this episode. This episode, they talked about, well, Hannah got to explore 2 amazing connections, and we want to keep Iris and Amaya because they're still looking. But like but then you send people home for the opposite reasons. That they keep looking and can't find anyone.
Right.
So like how many chances do you give a person?
But then how with the Hannah one, she found 2 amazing. She's still with one of them.
And it's the strongest connection any of those 6 people standing up there have. Austin doesn't have a connection. Jeremiah's just made out once or twice. Iris has made out once or twice.
Real.
Amaya has nothing.
Taylor should have gone home. I don't care if he was safe. They should have pulled a Gordon Ramsay executive decision. Taylor is the most useless person on the show.
This is such an excellent segue because the reason we are paused right now is because we're going into Casa, and I want to ask you so bad if you think Taylor will stray. But let's set up the episode. How does it start?
With them recapping the dumping, where we get like Shelley's talking to Ace, and Ace expresses his frustration with Hannah going home. And you basically said it, she got to explore connections, and they just picked her because her time had run. I don't know. It was
then you should all go.
Yeah, it was a very weird answer. And no...
Because it's the equivalent of what Shelley and Ace have done. You had one other connection, and now you're together.
Right. It didn't make sense. Then the guys talking, they basically said, we sent Jeremiah home because he was going to lock in with Adrena and shut off all other connections and basically do Huda 2.0.
Right.
Which I get. That's fine. Surprising. Would have sent home Taylor. Again, I'm just going to keep saying that.
Okay, so we say there's a kissing challenge.
And out walks the host with the most.
Ariana.
Who we have. I forgot who she was because she's barely ever seen.
Looking fine, as always.
And I'd put this together from the previews that the guys are going to be blindfolded and Ariana would come and the girls would leave.
So girls are going to Casa this time. So the guys are standing up there being told it's a kissing challenge. Everyone's going to kiss everyone. They're blindfolded and they have headphones on playing music. So in this time that they are blindfolded, Ariana comes in with cue cards, tell the girls that they're leaving. It's time for Casa. Go get your bags. You're out of here. The girls quietly celebrate, and it's actually a cute, funny moment because they're all doing it silently. Meanwhile, the guys are just like bopping to the music they're listening to. Ariana then brings in Bombshells, who I know in real life they're not walking in slow motion, but I'm imagining it did take quite some time to film their entrance, and maybe they did that some other time, the magic of television, you know? But like by the time they get out there, now we're in the process of each girl gets to make out with every guy. So, like, you know, the guys have just been standing there for, like, an hour being like, where are the girls?
Please change the song.
So, you know, once someone kisses them that feels unfamiliar, they're going to be like, there are new girls here.
Right.
It does ruin the production magic of it that it must have taken so long.
They should have just had
that.
the Bombshells already, like, down there, hidden off to the side, instead of getting the slow.
Well, and like I said, maybe they did. Maybe that walk-in happens later.
Maybe they did. They've been known to edit.
Oh my gosh, bad. What was the one you saw on Reddit?
When Jeremiah walks into the makeup room in the morning with like pancakes and stuff, and they should like cut to Huda looking over, but she's actually in a completely different room, so it's not even at this time.
Like they show the whole room and she's not in it.
Yeah.
And then they show her looking over as if she's paying attention.
But she's not even there.
Right.
Let's make, okay.
Prediction.
Well, you wanted to go with Taylor specifically. Okay.
Start with Taylor.
I think.
So we've seen the girls introduced. So at the very least, will they stray? Number 2, do you have a prediction of with who?
I feel like Ace is going to go, well, we're doing Taylor, but I don't think he's on the show to find love. I don't know. I think he's trying to win, or I don't like...
Or have a good time.
Yeah, I don't think he has any intention. If he... Maybe I think him and Ace would compete for the Coco girl. She's the only one I remember because her name is Coco, or her nickname is Coco.
I agree with you for the same... I agree with you, and I will say Taylor is not going to go for another girl. And I agree with you that it's more to do with, he seems like he's just there to have a good time. I don't think he's going to form a connection with anyone he's talking to.
I don't think he has a connection with Landria.
Exactly. I can't picture him having a connection with someone, and so I can't say he would stray. Now, if he sits down and has this, like, wonderful heart-to-heart, which who does that? Is that Rob that does that last season? Someone goes to Casa and, like, honestly feels like they found their wife.
Right.
And it's, like, devastating. Oh, is it just Aaron? Aaron! God,
yeah.
fuck!
Yeah,
like, the conversations he has with the girl he leaves Taylor for, he's like, she's, like, my dream. Like, he really thinks they're, like, soulmates after a couple of conversations.
Right.
Fog. Okay, Ace, you think is gonna go for Coco? What's her name?
Coco? Courtney? Coco?
Okay,
I think so.
Ace is definitely gonna bring one of them back.
I mean...
Because, I mean, he has nobody.
Again, he's not gonna form a deep connection. There's no one on this show... Other than Pepe, I think.
Okay, so there's 2 different things, though. I think Ace is going to bring someone back. doesn't mean I think he's formed a connection with them.
I think Ace wants to win.
Yeah.
So
oh gosh, yes.
If he thinks the best way to win is to find a new connect, quote unquote.
Oh, but it's not. It's to stay with Shelly.
It's to stay with
Because
Shelly.
Shelly was safe, and he knows that.
But
so I take it back. He's not going to choose someone.
Here's what: if they don't do a Twitter thing, he's going to get to the end and not win if America votes because America hates him. So.
Oh yeah, he's not going to win if America votes.
I think he would stay with Shelly. Austin's gonna. We'll do Austin next. Spoiler alert: he's definitely going to bring someone back.
100%. I mean, that's not a we don't actually know that, but Neal is just saying it because that's how confident he is. Hi, I'm here to over-explain Neal's jokes.
He didn't get to have the talk with Amaya.
So she's going to be devastated.
Right.
Meanwhile, okay, I'm going to try not to hop to the girls. No, we got to hop to the girls. Let's do a couple at a time.
Can I ask you a question
yeah,
first?
Of course.
Do they have separate movie night? Or they see
No,
clips?
they all sit down together and watch it in front of each other.
Okay.
It's brutal.
Okay.
Fuck, Aaron.
Intertwine the females.
I think Amaya is going to try so hard to find someone.
Really?
You think not just because she's into Austin? Listen, I think she's just a romantic. I think she can feel that Austin is pulling away. Whether they've shown us a conversation, whether he's had a direct conversation, she knows she's more into him than he's into her.
I don't think she's going to try and get with somebody.
Oh my gosh, I think if one of those 5 guys, we haven't met the 5 guys yet, but let's just do all of our predictions now. If one of those guys shows her attention and affection, she is gone. She just wants so badly to be loved. That if someone is overt with her, she is going to be so romanticized and charmed.
The guys have already seen her. They know how she is.
But she's not Hutta. Like, that's me. I think people are so mean about her.
Yes. She needs to find someone that would like that, and I don't think you find that on the show. They're all
fair enough, but even
don't have long relationships.
Definitely, but even the dudes who are players, some of them, Jeremiah, come on strong as their game. That's the form of game they're playing. They love bomb. If someone love bombs Amaya, she is worshiping at their altar. I'm saying it right now.
I'm saying nobody's going to do that.
Okay, good point. Okay, so you're taking it a step back. That she's not even going to have that experience to begin with. Okay, next couple. Shelly and Ace. Shelly's not going anywhere. Like I said, I think Ace, whether or not he has a connection, I really felt like he would bring someone back, but Neal makes such a good point that he wants to win. He knows America likes Shelly now because of the votes. He will not bring anyone back. Neither will Shelly. Right. Olandria will not bring anyone back. She had her chance with Jalen.
Yes.
Her big hunky man. So she's picking Taylor over Jalen. I know he seemed boring, but that just means he's sensible. So, like, if you're choosing Taylor over sensible, then you're not choosing a Casa boy.
Right.
Iris, who's she making it with now? TJ. If there's like a love at first sight moment for her, she will bring someone back.
Right.
She's really easy to vibe with, though, is the thing. Like, she gives really natural, like, she can participate in a conversation really naturally. So I think all the guys are going to like her.
Yeah, I think her and TJ, because we can couple them together. I think they'll each bring somebody back. I don't think
whoever you have the strongest connection with. Yeah. Whoever you have the spark with first, is worth bringing to explore. And the other can't be mad at that. Iris can't be mad at TJ. TJ can't be mad at Iris.
Pepe's going to bring somebody because he's alone. Huda's going to bring somebody because she's alone. Well, somebody has to choose Huda, so maybe she won't.
The dude will be willing to bring her back to the...
the guy... I will also... caveat, the dudes are going to want to stay on the show, so maybe they will try and love bomb Amaya, but they definitely will for Huda because she doesn't have anybody.
Just for a ticket to the villa. Yes, which makes all of this so disingenuous. Also, I don't remember. Also, oh yes, your prediction. You think there's going to be some sort of... Neal looked at me and he said... have the girls or guys, like the original, not the Casa people, ever been like dumped from the island while they were split like this? And I said, no, never. And Neal said that the preview said that there is something that's never been done before. I thought it was the boring thing that we're sending the girls to Casa and the guys are staying, because like they're still having the experience.
Right. This came from Ariana herself. So you have an odd number.
Which is Neal's reasoning for being like, you have to get rid of someone.
You wouldn't keep having an odd number after a dumping for a reason, or not, if you didn't have a reason to do that.
Right.
So there has to be something. Like, you would have just dumped one person Saturday or Sunday night if you wanted to have even numbers.
Right, great point. Because at some point we thought maybe it will only be one.
And you're going to Casa, so it's not like you're not just bringing in one bombshell to even things out. You're still keeping the uneven amount of numbers.
Right, and couldn't you... So right now we have what? Too many guys, right? No, too many girls.
6 girls, 5 guys, right?
Right, so if they only bring 5 guys to Casa...
They bring 6.
Do they?
Yeah.
They can bring enough to pair them up. Okay, well then there goes my theory again, because I was going to say maybe a girl will go home from there.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they do bring... I don't know, we'll have to see. I thought it was 6, but maybe someone doesn't get chosen and they go home. Like that, I think that might be the twist.
Dang.
Because what other...
And we actually don't have this spoiled for us.
Right. What like other twist could there be unless you bring Jeremiah back as a secret...
And Hannah, but like they just left. Well, like we're talking last episode. Oh, right. You wouldn't bring the gut because there's too many.
But then that wouldn't make sense to bring one.
Neal thinks there's really a purpose that it's an uneven number.
I think there's going to be an elimination in Casa. I think one girl is going to go home.
I mean, what else could it be? You, like... Everybody comes back. You don't have enough beds for that.
Right. But that wouldn't be an at Casa thing. That would be after Casa. Everyone's staying. So
she says at Casa there's a twist.
I think so. I think that's the wording.
Okay.
And it's at Casa. It's not having to do with the guys, or she would say at the villa.
Right. Okay. So, then a girl is definitely going home. That's what it is.
And you're not going to get rid of Adrena, so it's one of the other 5.
It'll be interesting to see, assuming that we're right, it'll be interesting to see how they format that. Like, how it's decided.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's finish the episode. We still have over an hour left. We're going to try to not come back, I say this every time, until the end of the episode.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Okay, we are nearing the end of the kissing challenge, so didn't make it through the episode. Realized, whatever, we didn't finish our predictions.
Nick and Sierra.
Nick drops Sierra for the first girl that makes his... I'm gonna stop there.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Our third entrant!
Ooh.
Luna!
Sierra, before last episode, I would have said she would take somebody, but after last episode, I think she's not.
I think she's really locked in on Nick. For a second there in the challenge, I thought Ace was secretly in love with Sierra, because he thought one of the Casa girls was Sierra. And he's like, we've kissed before on challenges, and, like, this was passionate, this was taking it up a notch. If he had given her a 10, I was going to say Ace has secretly been in love with Sierra since she came in. But that's probably off the table again now. Have we forgotten anyone else?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because Landry, yeah. Okay, so it was just them that we forgot. That was a huge one, because they are really the closest couple, which is why Casa's not going to be that interesting. People have complained about it. It's like the whole point of Casa, and we said this last episode, is that it makes or breaks people, but most of these people aren't in relationships. Boo.
Right, and so they should have moved Casa back a week to let move Casa back.
That's Luna hissing. She joined the Rumble.
and see if any connections strengthen.
I think it's too late.
Even just a few days, but...
I don't know. I think if you gave these a couple days, it would actually work opposite. By then, Nick and Sierra would be broken up. Shelly and Ace would be broken up. I think you'd have fewer together. At least now we have Sierra who would be hurt and Nick who would be hurt. We have Shelly who would be hurt. I don't think Ace would be hurt. His pride would be hurt, but he wouldn't be hurt. Austin's not going to be hurt. We have a Maya who really could be. We have Olandria who could be. Taylor, like we said, I feel like he doesn't feel anything. I think she could drop him and he'd be fine. We wouldn't see the hurt. But there are a few that would be hurt. That's good. Olandria, Iris wouldn't be hurt, I don't think. TJ wouldn't be hurt.
I don't think they thought that a couple would be broken up, let alone two. At the dumping, I bet the producers thought they were going to get rid of dead weight.
Good point. So we'd have Hannah and Pepe.
And probably Jalen or Jeremiah and Adrena, but I guess you can't really count them. But Pepe and, I'm sure they weren't expecting Pepe and Hannah, one of them to go.
Right. So they thought they were going to have another couple and that Iris would be gone or Amaya would be gone. If Amaya was gone, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
But then...
Or Iris.
There's nothing wrong with having... But, Amaya had no one, really. Austin didn't want her. Right. Iris and TJ might have something.
True.
But there's nothing wrong with a couple single people going over there. I love that maybe Huda and Amaya are going to have a chance now. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see.
And we will. And we'll be back. Hey guys, we're back. Neal looks at me. Neal pauses, looks at me, and says, "Start it."
Okay.
We're still only 35 minutes in.
So, I was wrong. It's not 6 girls, 5 guys. It's 7 girls, 6 guys. Still an odd number. There are only 5 girls, and there's going to be 6 guys. So, the big mystery twist was revealed, and it's that everyone's single, and they're going to couple up with the new people, and then everyone's going to come back to Casa.
Right. No, well, to the villa.
Or to the villa. So...
Which I can see that being... You're kind of forcing their hands at a connection. If everyone couples up, then everyone has to give their new partner a chance. And, everyone gets to justify that they're single. I think it leads the potential for much more messiness.
Right.
But why are you mad?
I'm mad because you just gave this whole speech about being single and coupling up, starting new... But then one guy and one girl is not going to have somebody.
Because they're bringing in too few.
Yes. So then... So...
they just brought in 5 girls, right? For 6 guys.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So
I'm with you.
You're not getting then the experience of being single and starting a new couple to test yourself. You're just going to, be by yourself? And then same with the girls. So when everyone comes back, if the guy and the girl... that don't have a couple, if they're not each other's person, are they just gonna go home? This
right, because it's again where they only let the bombshells choose new people and then everyone else stayed stagnant. It's kind of the same thing. These 2 people are now gonna be stagnant, and no matter how the other couples play out, whether you choose your new person or your old person, how does that shake up for the 2 singles? They don't get to choose anyone. Does someone get to choose them?
One of these 2 is obviously going to get with Nick. So is TJ going to go home then? Or is he just going to be by himself for the next 4 days?
Well, they said there's no dumping, right?
She just
they said everyone goes back and then there will be a decision to make.
Yes, so that's... So... You're just being left out of everything for the next 4 days, and hopefully the other person that you were coupled up with
hasn't made a connection
and goes back to you, but then that person that they were with that just goes home.
No, but what if you also make a connection with someone else's couple? It is weird that we're coupling up at first sight.
Yes.
Because then as a Casa girl, what if I like someone else?
Right.
Are you going to give me the opportunity to choose TJ because he's single? A complete mix up where you can pick from anyone.
They need to, if they're doing this approach, then if this is 4 days, after the second day, they need to do a recoupling. Yeah?
Maybe they will.
Else...
Maybe they will. Maybe they're going to stretch this out over several episodes and make Casa important. Dang, a recoupling in Casa?
Because this doesn't make...
No, coupling them up with new... Yeah, so far, our first reactions are strong. They are negative.
Yes, this whole form... Nothing this season has made a lot of sense to me.
Really weird decisions with how we're rolling out this season.
Yes. So, I think you should have brought in a person for everybody.
Of course.
Unless it's going to be freaking Hannah coming in to make it Hannah and Jeremiah coming back.
I don't think that's happening.
Oh, well, then this doesn't make sense. So
okay.
Yes.
Are we going to watch to the end this time?
We'll see.
We still got like an hour to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to do all of this for the women for the next 45 minutes.
BRB.
Of a lifetime.
We're back. It's over, and Neal's mad.
Okay, so we did basically the same thing for the girls.
Did we explain what we were doing with the guys?
All the new girls picked a guy that they wanted to couple up with, and any doubles got to just pick one of the single guys. So they brought in 5 girls for 6 guys, so there's...
So TJ's single.
TJ's single, and...
He was very offensive with all of his kiss ratings, so, like, he deserves it.
Ariana said he has 24 hours to make a connection, or he's presumably going home.
So Neal's mad, and I agree with him.
And same goes for the girls. Amaya was not chosen. She has 24 hours. This doesn't make sense.
Why make them couple up?
When you don't know any... Like, the guys and the new people sort of know about the Islanders if they watched. But that, like, are they doing a recoupling tomorrow or tonight?
After 24 hours, so everyone changes it around. Does Amaya have to, in 24 hours, name one of the boys, and he has to decide if he stays who he's with, or he goes with her? Neal said it perfectly. They should have just been given 24 hours.
And whoever wasn't in a couple goes home.
But then had a coupling with Casa.
Yes.
Like, if you're dead set on bringing everyone back, which I think will be cool, have everyone couple and the person who's not picked go home. Why did you have to couple up first, put TJ and Amaya at this huge disadvantage, because now people are going to be locked in on their couple, make the other Casa people feel like they can't explore the other options because they're already coupled up at first sight.
Right.
So now, like, the girls in Casa that have been together forever aren't going to want to step on each other's toes. But what if you happen to have a way better connection with someone else? So stupid to make them couple right away. I totally agree with you.
And again, so...
What is the format of 24 hours from now?
Yes. If they don't do a recoupling, like you said, and they just say Amaya or Ariana, who probably won't even be doing it.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be via text message.
Is like, yes, pick a guy, and if they want to couple up. So say she picks the Miguel's friend, who's with Alandria, Zach. And he says yes, then does Alandria just go home?
Right?
Which wouldn't make, like, it's... Then Ace, or no,
so
Taylor...
So they're making it seem like it's an active thing Amaya and TJ have to do. But what is they can't actually be the ones in power when they're asking. It has to be a full recoupling.
Right.
And the girls get to decide. The girls get to stand by the guys, and then the guys... No, because you have to give the originals power. Just then you let the newcomers choose who they wanted to stand by. You have to give the originals power. Yeah, so they're going to give all the girls power to choose a guy, but the guys can say no?
Well, you'd have to do that because if whoever's picking last is eliminated then.
Because that's the thing. You don't say no in this show. You just end up coupled up and you have to sleep in bed. I mean, you don't have to sleep in bed with them, but you are in that couple until there's a recoupling. So either way, they're going to have to completely, like, squash the format that they have.
Right. And So you could have, like, this also, the example I gave, Amaya and Zach with a K coupling up, then Elandria has nobody. So does she get eliminated then, and Taylor just has no freaking clue?
But nothing's happening till they come together. Right, no, wrong, because Amaya and TJ, right, are going to go.
She said...
They're the only ones at risk, so however it shakes out, it's not going to be that the guy drops the girl he's with now. But then,
what's the point of this?
I don't know.
Why would you suddenly...
Can we please, though, talk about Zach and Elandria have this really, like, spark off the bat conversation. They were both raised by single moms of 3 kids. That's a weirdly specific thing to have in common.
Yeah.
She's 27, he's 29, so their ages match well. He's really impressed by the way she speaks and thinks and moves, and I like that he likes her. Fast forward, dear God, he's having a conversation with Amaya. She's laughing at things when they're not funny. Girls will laugh at boys when they're not funny. Good Charlotte. She asks him for a kiss. So can we just rewind the episode to the point where Neal was surprised that I said I thought Amaya was going to pursue something beyond Austin? She didn't even have to be pursued. He was sitting there giving her nothing, and she asked for a kiss.
She also has to do something or she's going home.
Oh, right. So now that, right.
So, we think she's going... This is so... I hate this. I hate
anyway,
all of
Zach
this.
gives her a kiss, and he's like, well, I don't know about that. I'm 50-50. And then he's like, well, maybe a little peck. So he pity kissed her, and I feel very uncomfortable, and now I am now ready for Amaya to go home. I think she's shot her shot.
But then
I think it's a sin to be doing this to her.
Okay, so she goes home, then the girl isn't going to stay with Austin. I think she's going to go with Nick. But, like, if you...
yes, okay, so the girl who chose Austin walked confidently right over to him. I honestly thought no one was going to pick Austin, but she said he's funny and he, like, is himself, like, he's really genuine, and she gave him lots of compliments, and he was so charmed. This is what I said to Neal. The incomers have such an advantage because you get to say things like that. I've watched you, and you seem so sincere and funny and genuine. Like, imagine someone coming in and saying, I've watched you on a screen and that's how I see you. What a compliment to receive.
Yeah.
So same thing to come in and be like, Elandria, you speak so maturely. You're so insightful. Like, but you're a cool girl.
That wasn't his first choice. Awkward. He went to Shelley first.
Yes, he went to Shelley and Chris went to Shelley. Excellent point, Neal, because this segues to Chris. 6'8" Chris. Yes, stand next to Shelley. Shelley, get your man. Bring him back to the villa. Oh, I can't wait.
He's going to step on Ace.
I can't wait. He's going to step on him. It's crazy.
Can y'all let us know what you think about this season if you want. I think the production, whoever's leading the production is doing a terrible job this season.
Yeah, whoever's making the decisions for the direction it goes, yeah.
So many changes, so much vagueness. It's just...
I mean, it really always was all over the place. They, like, changed up how people go home. And your votes matter or your votes don't matter. And we're bringing in this many people, then we're bringing in this many people. I don't mind that it's a bit fluid like that. I just think the choices in this case have been bad. I think you're right that they didn't think Pepe or Hannah were going to go home. That they didn't think Jeremiah was going to go home. So that they'd have Andrina and Jeremiah and Pepe and Hannah as couples.
Right.
Now you have, like, multiple people that really do need to go home. And Amaya needs to go.
And what happens if one of the single people is not alone at the end of the 24 hours? What if it's an Elandria? What if it's well, I guess TJ, if he takes, let's say, or no, not. What if a new girl takes Ace?
Okay.
Or who is, or what if Ace is single by like the night?
Well, and what if the guys don't like what if the people who are coupled up don't like each other? Why didn't you give them 24 hours? I won't be as mad if there is a full recoupling 24 hours
then
from now.
Then what was the point of doing this in the first place?
Right. It will still have been a waste of time, but at least you're going to undo it. Just like, oops, they realized they needed to undo America's voting by having another dumping and recoupling like a night later. And oops, we shouldn't have done it so that the bombshells got to do the choosing and everyone else stayed together. Ace and Amaya staying together for that long was so stagnant. There have been so many oopses they've had to undo this season.
Yeah.
And I know you have to have a plan A, B, C, D, because you're dealing with these Gen Zs who are unpredictable and who are making their own choices. That I said that last episode, right? Or did I just say it to you? Some people argue that this season is really overproduced, but then someone else commented underneath them, I believe this was on Reddit, talking about how, no, it's underproduced. Like, these people are making unpredictable decisions.
Right.
Like, you don't think they expected them to keep Charlie? You don't think they expected them to keep Hannah? These people are not doing what the producers are expecting them to do. So their plan A is probably based on scenarios that have not played out that way this season.
Right.
So you're telling me this year they're too good to sit down and try and convince the girls that they should keep Hannah? If that's how they saw it going? Come on, producers. Manipulate.
For real.
Pull the strings. Make good TV.
And all of this still, we're going to have 6 girls,
5,000 people in the villa.
After the...
Neal's so mad that this still isn't going to balance them out. That they're vulnerable in both camps. So 2 people go home and it's still uneven.
Because it doesn't, like, it logically doesn't make sense unless they were doing this for a purpose.
Would you just keep chasing that purpose? I don't think they're ever going to give it to you.
But we were both right. The twist was that everyone from Casa was going to stay at the end.
Where are we going to find all the beds?
And I was right that there were going to be there has to be an elimination. Someone is leaving from each camp.
But then yet, decisions will be made when they get back to the villa, but they're going to be spending several days in the... We need a lot of questions answered, I think, or a lot of clarity, at least, this episode.
Well, I wonder, tomorrow night, let's say...
But it comes on tonight, right?
We're going to watch tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, right.
Miguel's friend chooses Amaya. That leaves Alandria. I wonder if it's...
Which, by the way, no way he does, but...
Let's say he does. Yeah. Alandria, then she gets dumped. If they go to the men and they're like, hey... Taylor, Alandria's leaving. Do you want to go with her?
You can't do that.
But you can't just have her get eliminated and have him have no freaking idea.
They're not going to.
So then, what's the point of dumping?
Because it's either going to be Amaya goes or she doesn't, and TJ goes or he doesn't. I don't know the mechanics of it right now, but that's what's on the table.
So then you're just
no one else is going to go.
So you're just going to have someone be by themselves for 3 days then? No matter
if the person asks, if they somehow get to stay. Yes. It's very weird. It's uncomfortable. We don't like it. I agree
weird.
With you.
And so you're not building a connection or testing anything.
Because you don't feel like you're allowed.
Right. So...
Because everyone's coupled up.
Right. This is...
Yeah, we're mad.
But then once everyone goes back to the villa, they're going to obviously go to each original person and be like, hey, do you want to stay with your couple or stay with the person
There's going to be some sort of free-for-all recoupling. I love to see how that's going to be structured.
So it's just going to be the people that aren't chosen go home. So you're not going to need new beds.
Oh, I assume they were going to... Oh, yeah, she did make it seem like you come back and then make a decision. Just let them all sleep together for one night, just for funsies.
Because all the people that didn't get picked are going to couple up. Then they're going to get 24 hours. There's nothing consistent in this season, and it's really annoying.
You picked the wrong show if you're looking for consistency.
But it's consistently inconsistent compared to last season.
Nice. Okay. We're going to watch... What are we going to watch now?
Probably the British version.
So
Or
we're in
Ironheart.
Canada, so only... I'm not watching that with you. That's the one with the guy from Hamilton who... Now, allegedly, he did not cheat on his fiancée, allegedly. Allegedly, they've both come out and made statements that he hasn't. But, like, allegedly, why else would he not be performing with them at the Tonys unless there was bad blood? Right. No one knows what I'm talking about now. Or you know what?
Anthony Ramos.
I think if my people are here with me, my people probably know exactly what I'm talking about.
Ironheart, Disney Plus, The Hood.
I'm not going to watch it. But I do love a good superhero something. But I'm like...
This is actually connected to the next Avengers movie, so, like, I have to watch it.
Oh, shoot. Well, that means I have to watch it. I'm obviously going to keep up with the, like, cornerstone projects. Like, I'm going to watch the main Avengers movies. They've done a terrible job
advertising that it is supposedly connected to Avengers Doomsday. But, like...
But, I mean, really, you would have benefited from watching all of the Marvel shows, and a lot of people haven't watched them.
I need to watch Daredevil still, but that's not going to be connected to... They keep changing their show formula. So, like, Ironheart's coming out, and then Wonder Man comes out in the fall/winter, and then they're doing a Vision show, and I think that's, like, it for the big shows. And then they're going to do, like, more street-level... Previously Netflix, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Defenders.
Agatha all along was so good.
Yeah.
I wasn't always convinced, but like just the sets.
Oh, it's so good. They're begging her to make a second season.
Are
and
they?
I don't think she wants to.
Really?
Because the first season was so good.
Just leave it alone.
Just leave it alone. And
I can respect that.
They're trying to do a Young Avengers with Billy and Tommy. Tommy's being introduced in the Vision Quest show.
Oh, that you need to do.
Yeah.
You need to have more young.
Yeah.
I mean, Spider-Man, you do Spider-Man over and over and over again, and it succeeds every time. Hello, he's a high schooler.
Right. I mean, you have so many young characters that you've introduced that... But by the time you have to do a Young Avengers soon, or they're all going to be too old.
The old Avengers, Stranger Things.
Haley Steinfeld. I mean, she would be in it as Kate Bishop.
Yeah, she's only going to have so many more years of being the like smart aleck teen. So if you like hearing us talk about any of those things, please like and subscribe and comment and rate and add and join and listen and share. Oh, share, that's a good verb.
Yes, please. It helps.
That's what Neal says. Okay, bye.